here is the synchronisation clap.
I wanted to join in.
Yeah, good. Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bold Explorer, and this is, well, it's another video. I'm not out and about exploring. I am with my lovely daughter, the lovely Georgie. Georgie is back from New Zealand. You have been away for a year, just over a year.
Just a year and 2 months or so, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
And Georgie is in her mid-20s?
Yes, 26. I'm 26.
26.
26.
I'm glad you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know. So, yeah, just over a year ago, we did a video in a cafe.
Oh, yes, yeah.
In the grounds, in the back garden of a cafe. And I was all weepy and sad and saying, Georgie, you're going to leave us. And Georgie went to New Zealand. This is a big adventure, or was then a huge adventure about to happen.
Yeah.
And you were going with a friend of a similar age, a girlfriend, and you know, as a parent, you're thinking, "Oh my God, my daughter is a grown-up, but she's going to the other side of the world."
Yes, the furthest away I could go.
Yeah,
really, wasn't it?
It's like, I don't like my parents. I'm going to get as far as, apart from the moon, it's probably the furthest I can go. So. But you're back. You've come to visit us.
For 2 weeks. Not for good.
No.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Sorry.
No.
But yeah, no.
So yesterday I went to meet you at the airport and you turned up without any luggage.
I did.
We thought, hang on a minute, how does that work?
Yeah, one of those things that you never think will happen to you, but it happened to me.
They lost your luggage.
Well, they didn't.
Oh.
I had 3 flights. My very first flight was delayed, and I somehow managed to get on my second flight after 15 minutes of landing from my first one, and I just didn't have time to put my luggage on, so
Heavens.
it got left in Sydney.
How many hours were you travelling door to door, do you reckon?
Not sure door to door. The flights were about 31 hours, and then, yeah.
Is that including hanging around at the airport?
In the airports, but obviously not the first airport.
And you left, where do you leave in New Zealand?
Queenstown, where I live.
Right,
yeah.
where I live.
Where's home?
And then so you go from Queenstown to
Sydney, Sydney to Dubai, and then Dubai to Gatwick.
Gosh, and it's that last bit from Dubai, I guess, is the longest bit.
No, the Sydney to Dubai was about 13 hours.
Oh, was it?
13 hours or so.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Long, yeah.
So you're recovered now?
Yes, I've had a good sleep.
Good sleep. I mean, the weird thing is, when you come back from somewhere like there, you're travelling back in time, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. I travel back in time, which is very strange. So
because they're ahead of us.
In time terms, it took me 24 hours from when I left my house in Queenstown to when we got here.
But it's almost like a day and a bit, isn't it? Anyway, so what I want to find out, Georgie, is having left England on this adventure, were you at any point, because before you went, you weren't scared. Were you at any point sort of butterflies in the stomach? This is really happening. I am going to the other side of the world. I don't know what's in store for me.
Not until I was on the plane going over Queenstown. So I think it hadn't really kicked in. And then
that whole journey.
It just kind of felt like it was maybe a holiday or something like that. But the flight over Queenstown. Is just stunning. So you look out the window and it's snowy mountains, and we arrived August last year, so it's the the end of winter over there.
Okay. Yes,
so
of course.
winter's just finished, so all the mountains are covered in snow, and I think it was at that point where I looked out the window and thought, wow, this is going to be amazing.
And what had you put in place before you went with your friend Amy?
So Amy had travelled Australia for 2 years, so she'd made quite a lot of friends there.
Right.
And a lot of those people then, after their visas had expired in Australia, went and did New Zealand. So she knew a few people in Queenstown. So we stayed with one of her friends for 2 weeks, and that was all that we had planned. We've got 2 weeks where we can stay on someone's sofa.
And then thereafter you've got to find somewhere.
And how
easy was it to find somewhere?
So easy.
Oh, really?
So to somewhere to sort of start the whole ball rolling. So obviously we had him to help us. So he kind of showed us what we have to do. So you have to set up your bank account so you can get a job, and then you have to get a tax number. So he helped us with all that process. And then you just meet so many people that just want to help. So when we decided to move out, we'd met someone and he had a room going in the place that he had. So yeah, it was.
Because I remember you sending me a picture saying, "Here's my room," and there was this curtain dividing basically the room.
Yeah. No, so we were at one point we were in the garage.
Oh God.
So when we first got there, they had a garage that was just filled with, I think there was a motorbike and then snowboard gear and just riffraff. And me and Amy kind of tried to set up a little room, so we like hung curtains.
Wow.
From the ceiling, and stayed in the garage, which was freezing. Yeah, it's very cold.
But now you've got a place that you live.
Yep. Yeah.
A reasonable place.
Yeah, really, it's a reasonable place. Yeah.
And you've got a job.
And I've got a job.
And is it because your original thought was that you were going to sort of do jobs en route and you were going to just travel around, and Amy was going to go on one side, you were going to go the other side of New Zealand, and at some point you'd meet up. And then you'd say bye, and then you'd carry on your journey. Yeah, that didn't happen.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, I think we both just fell in love with Queenstown.
Right.
And after I think 6 months or so, we decided we really need to see the rest of it and see if we do want to sort of move anywhere else around. And we both took a month off work and drove from Queenstown in the South Island up to the Bay of Islands, which is almost the top of the North Island, and back down again. So we got to see Wellington, Christchurch, Auckland, all the different cities. And afterwards we kind of said, Queenstown is where we fall in love, and it is where we'd want to live. But it's nice to see everything else, but to stay there long term,
right?
Not so much.
So I'll ask you about Queenstown in a minute.
Sure. To
find out all about that. But so what do you do then for money at the moment? What's your job?
So I currently am a bar manager in a pub.
And you had done a lot of bar managing in this country before you went, so you had those skills to bring with you.
Yeah, intentionally to sort of get the job easy out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that because you'd gone from being a photographer's assistant, hadn't you?
Yeah.
And I think some people might have thought, oh, wait a minute, and then to becoming in bar work. Yeah. But for the travelling and for what you're doing, what a brilliant foresight.
Yeah. 100%.
So Queenstown, what's it like?
It's quite small. So it's right on the lake. There's mountains all around. It's a beautiful place, absolutely stunning. There's loads of hikes around, loads of bars and places to go out and eat. But it's quite small. It's very touristy. So
is it principally a tourist destination?
Yeah, it's known for adrenaline rush activities and things like that. So it's bungee jumping and jet boating and paragliding and all this kind of stuff. Very easy.
You told me of a bizarre boat that's in the lake there, this massive lake.
Yeah. So it's the biggest lake in Queenstown, and there is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a boat that looks like a shark.
Right.
That's covered, so you can go under the water. I think it costs something like $250 to do a 15-minute ride on it.
Oh, blimey! So it's an expensive.
So it's about £130, I think.
Okay.
Can only fit one person in it, and the driver's in the front. But it zooms around the lake. It comes straight up out the lake, goes back in. It looks crazy,
like a jumping fish.
Yes, just shoots up and shoots back down. Yeah, it looks really good. It's amazing.
And you've taken part in some of these sports and things, because I know snowboarding. You have the injuries to prove it.
Yes, the extreme sport of snowboarding. Yeah.
Well, that was rather worrying, because as parents, you realise, oh, thank goodness she's safe. She's got herself organised. She's on the other side of the world. So if anything goes wrong, you can't just sort of nip over and go, "Is everything all right? Can I help you?" And then suddenly we hear you've broken a finger.
Not broken, but cut a finger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
from snowboarding.
From snowboarding, and of course you just think, "Oh my God, are you all right?" And okay, it's a finger, but
yeah, there was a lot of people that got injured that winter. So you get to know such a community in Queenstown. And you get to know all the people that are locals. So that by locals, they're sort of there for the year. And there was people that broke their ribs, broke their arms, all sorts of injuries.
Quite minor compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
So the mountains.
Yes.
You sent me pictures and stuff, and it's like, wow, that looks really great. What's life like comparing that with what you've left behind here in England? especially now you've come back, because the first thing you said when you came back is like, everything's so all close.
Everything seems really compact.
Compact,
here.
yeah. Because there's more space, I guess.
There's so much more space. I was saying that it's kind of like you have your town, and then if you want to drive somewhere else, there's just almost nothing in between. So you just have so much vast areas, and it's just green and mountains. It's just very scenic.
And is it, everybody knows, of course, the Lord of the Rings and that film series. Is it just like that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's pretty spot on. The Remarkables, which is one of the ski resorts that's the mountain right opposite the lake where I...
The Remarkables?
The Remarkables. Got a stunning mountain. I can see it from my bedroom window.
Oh, wow.
And every day I see it looks different, where the sun hits it and the snow's fallen different. But that is in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gosh. So you're back now after a year, and one of the first things you said when we got into the car on the way back, did that really happen?
Yeah.
Because it's like suddenly you switch back into old world again.
And it's almost like you kind of never been away in the sense that it's just so familiar here.
Yes, of course. But you're going back. You've got so when you have to have a visa, don't you? And you have to have a sponsor.
So I had a year's working holiday visa, and then to continue working there, I had to get a sponsorship visa.
And you've got that now.
I've got that now, so I can, by my visa, be there for another year.
Right, and at the end of that year, you just get it renewed?
You can get another sponsorship, yeah, but I think you're only allowed to be on that visa 3 times. Unless you can get a 3-year sponsorship. There's lots of different options.
So you're going to go back, and you're obviously looking forward to going back after,
yes,
after catching up here and doing a few errands and things that you need to do. What do you think long term is going to happen? Do you think, that's my new home, or do you want to do more travelling to different places?
I definitely want to do more travelling. I'll be honest, I don't really have a set plan. I think my idea from going out there in the first place, I didn't really have a plan, but it's obviously so much of it has not kind of happened what I thought. I thought I was going to travel around, and I haven't. So
no.
I think it's quite hard to plan. But the idea in my head would be to travel more. I want to go to Australia, as it's it's just kind of nipping over the sea. I might as well go and have a look at that, and then earn some money and then travel Asia. But I would love to be able to go back to New Zealand. I think I've fallen in love with it a lot. I'd hate to not be able to go back there. Yeah.
What would you say is the some of the main differences?
I think just the sense of community in Queenstown is huge. So there's, for example, we have a Facebook group that kind of everyone that lives in Queenstown's a part of. It's called Queenstown Trading, and if you lost your passport or if you lost your purse, it will be someone will find it and they'll pop it on there. No one kind of pockets your stuff. No one locks their doors in Queenstown.
Oh, really?
It's kind of that villagey feel, but on a bigger scale.
Is it a lot more younger people? Than people of my age.
Yeah. I think.
So is it like one giant holiday camp?
Kind of. It feels like a big university camp where everyone's kind of there for a short time, but everyone's young and travelling.
Yes.
The majority of people are either on holiday for short term, or they're there backpacking.
So you must make friends, and then after a few weeks or so, they disappear, and then there's new people to make friends. Yeah.
Constantly, yeah. Right. So that's also quite a good life skill, because you just have to constantly make friends.
Gosh.
And then you have these connections of people that are, like, I've got friends now in Australia that I could go and stay with, or someone at the moment like in Thailand and all this.
Oh, right. So that makes your travelling plans, again, it's just all about making connections.
I make connections, and everyone looks after each other.
Well, this has been a real insight, George, and I hope the viewers have got something out of that, especially if anybody's young and wanting to travel over there and is a bit...
100% do it.
Go for it.
Best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, and Queenstown is the best place to go to as an introduction then, before going to other places?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd go there first. It's not... I think it's for everyone. It's very social, and it is very small, so you do bump into people a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100% recommend going there first. It's expensive to live there, though.
Oh, is it?
Just a little one.
So, yeah, okay. I'm hoping that Georgie and I can get out and do some walks in the good old English countryside at some point whilst you're here. So there may be more videos with Georgie coming up. But for now, can I thank you very much for being in the video?
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you home, I have to say. So anyway, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron, support what we do and all of that. And look forward to getting out and doing another video on another occasion. But for now, thanks to George.
Thank you.
And do leave a comment and give us a thumbs up. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.